Being able to identify and find every note on the guitar neck is really important for playing chords, scales, improvising, note reading, and just about everything else. But it does seem like a lot to try to memorize all of these notes. So I'm going to give you 5 tips to make this a lot easier. The first thing we need to do is learn a little bit of theory. And I have some interesting information in the Microscope Guitar Book 1. Here we have a piano diagram that shows whole and half steps and how music theory is laid out. So from C up to this black key would be C sharp. That could also be called D flat. That's a half step from C to C sharp. From C to D is a whole step. In between E and F and B and C, if you notice, there's no black key, so it's called a natural half step. A half step higher than E is F, and a half step higher than B is C. So there's no B sharp, and there's no E sharp, or F flat, or C flat. And on this page, we have some more helpful hints with a big diagram here of all of the notes on the neck. Now, it's really hard to just look at that and memorize it, so let me give you some ways to get there quicker. Okay, the first thing you need to know is your open string names. So we start on our low E, A, D, G, B, and E. And what that can help us do is if we know that E is open, from an open string to the first fret is a half step. So E goes to F, then F sharp, and G, and so on. And you can do this on every string. A is open, 5th string, first fret is A sharp. Next would be B, then C. Okay, that's tip number 1. The second tip is if you know about relative tuning, when you tune on the 5th fret like this, that can give you a landmark. So I know that when I go to the 5th fret on the E string, that is the note A. So if I needed A flat, maybe I could think of A first real quick and then go to A flat. Eventually, as you get better at it, when you need to find an A flat, you'll just know this is A flat without thinking about A first. But this is a good starting point. When I go to the next string, the A string, that note's D because that's how I tune my D string. So if I need to find D to play a power chord, for instance, I know that's a D. I play my chord shape right there, okay? Tip number 3, octave shapes. If you're familiar with octaves, look like this. If I know this is A, I can find an A up here. If I know this is D, here's another D. Same thing here. This is G and G, and C and another C. Tip number 4, the 12th fret is the same as the open string, but an octave higher. This is my low E. I go up to here. There's another E. So if I wanted to find E flat on my E string, maybe I could go, well, I know that's E. Here's the E flat. Or on the A string, the 12th fret is A, and here's an A flat. Tip number 5, memorize the dots. Okay, you got dots on the side there. Just start to learn what they are. So on our E string, the first 3 dots are G, A, and B. So if I need a B flat, maybe I could think about B for a second, and then just know that B flat's right here, instead of having to count all the way up. Try those out. I think that'll help you out.